Welcome to Mr. English KJ.
The link is in the description. When you click on it, this window will pop up. You scroll down, as you can see, this is the SAT test first, module first, math solution. You scroll down below, you can read it. Let's go to the main part about the SAT modules. There you will see that there are 4 links available here. This right here is the SAT reading and writing practice test module first, meaning to say if you click on this link, you will go to a page where you will find all the SAT reading and writing practice test module first. This is module second, this is module first of math, and this is second. So here you can take all the tests for free. When you scroll down, there is an important information that I would like to share. Look here. You see here the 4 segments. It tells you which type of questions you are going to solve. You're going to solve algebra, advanced math, problem solving, data analysis and geometry and trigonometry. These 4 are the major segments that you are going to do. Apart from that, 22 questions in module first and 35 minutes. That is your time. 22 questions, 35 minutes. So you have to finish 22 questions in module first within the given time, that is 35 minutes. And the important part is it's going to be easy to difficult, meaning to say the prior questions, the earlier questions, they are going to be easy and then the level of difficulty will increase. It's an important thing. Now take a look on the instructions. You can read that in my blog when you click on the link in the description. Now this is another important link for you, everything about the SAT. If you do not know any important information about the SAT, you can find it here. Before taking the exam, I suggest you should go and visit this link. It will tell you a lot of information about the SAT. Don't worry, I will make a video on it also, but till then you can read it. Now this is what I was talking about, the free SAT test. It looks like this. Well, we try to make it as similar as possible, meaning to say you will get things that are quite similar to the final exam. So you will get practice by doing these tests. If you are a management student or you have studied business, you might know about this, the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is an important part of management where we check someone's strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. But why we are using it here, I'll tell you. Let's start from the strength. What is your strength? Quick equation solving using references and hints. And how will you do that? Obviously, we will help you. So by taking more tests, by watching videos and by practicing, that is the most important part. Practice by yourself. You will gain this strength, quick equation solving using references and hints. Reference and hints, you will see that down below. What is your weakness? What is bad for you? Skipping questions without answering. It will be your weakness because generally what happens in SAT, there is no negative marking. So when there is no negative marking, you have to attempt every question, because even if you attempt it wrong, it won't change anything, right? Maybe your luck works and you get some good marks. Opportunity. Practicing using DESMOS Calculator before final. I will teach you how to use DESMOS Calculator. The threat is spending more time in earlier question. And why it is a threat? Because we have seen that already. You have to do 22 questions within 35 minutes and it is going to be easy to difficult, meaning to say from easy you go to difficult. So if you spend more time in earlier question, it is a waste, because then you are not able to solve difficult question. And in SAT it is simple. The easier the question, the lesser the marks. So you need good score, you have to do difficult question. It's important for you. And if you waste your time on easy questions, you will not get good marks because less score. Now it's my advice to all of you, if you haven't taken the practice SAT test, the link is in the description. First, pause this video, go there, attempt the test by yourself. Then you get that how much you know, how much you can solve by yourself. After that, come back to the video to take lessons. You see here when I move my cursor here, show a magnifying glass. It shows that if I click here, it will zoom. Now, you see there are option A, B and C. But if you scroll down, you will see option D. Right, this is the scrolling bar here. There will be 4 options in SAT. Always remember. So if you see A or B only, always try to scroll up. Now you can read the question and you can answer. Suppose I click 39 and I click send. This is sent and I move to the next portion. I can go back, but I cannot attempt it again. It is to make your practice more subtle, But in real exam, you can reattempt the question, meaning to say you can change it. Suppose now you think it is A, so you can change it in real exam. So don't worry about that. Another thing I would like to tell you is you want to mute it, you can mute it, unmute it, unmute it. It's up to you. The three dots that is called ellipses, if you click on here, you can see that you are in second page right now. And you select it and you click, I need to go to sixth page or maybe seventh page. It will take you to the seventh page. One more thing, if you click here, it will show you all the pages all together. You can go to any page and attempt any question if you like. Same thing will happen in your real SAT exam also. Now, you see here, click to zoom image, meaning to say it is giving you some directions. In real SAT exam, you will get that too. So don't worry about that. But there is a note here. In the final exam, you will see a text box where you type your answer, but we have included options here. Meaning to say, in final exam, these type of questions, you will not see any option. There will be a box there and you have to type your answer. So whenever you see this and this, always remember in our practice test that in final exam, there won't be any option. We put it here for your convenience. Now, there are other options here. You see this and this. So if I click on this option, it will show me all the interactive things. Interactive things meaning to say if I click on direction, it will show me directions. In the real SAT exam, you will see that option also, the direction. You have to read all these directions because it is important for your SAT test. I will explain that in some other video. It is important for you to attempt especially these type of questions where there won't be any option. The reference page, you can see some references. They will give you some reference for your easy understanding. So you can score good marks. You don't need to worry about few basic things. They will give you here. Read that also. If you attempt this question, suppose that I attempt it and I type 36, suppose that, and I click send. Now I want to see my score. So I can go to this one. See the result of the questions and I click here. It will show me that I have attempted 2 questions out of 22 and one is correct, one is incorrect. You get it now? That's how I can see my result. In this video, I will explain you 1 to 5 questions. In next video, I will explain 6 to 10. In another video, I will explain rest of 5. Now you should attempt these questions before watching this video. Now this is the important part, the DESMOS calculator. I will teach you everything about the DESMOS calculator. You can see that in my website also. You just need to go there and you can see this. Another thing, there is an open calculator option here. When you click it, you can see the DESMOS calculator here also. So if you do not want to go here, you can just click here and you can give it a try. Okay. Now let's move to the solutions. We are going to do 5 questions right now. So let's do one by one. Let's try to attempt the first question. In the red box, you will see the question. I will tell you which questions you can do in DESMOS calculator and which you can't and you shouldn't. A group of students voted on 5 after school activities. The bar graph shows the number of students who voted for each of the 5 activities. How many students chose activity 3? Now the important part. It is saying a group of students voted on 5 after school activities. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 activities. The bar graph, this is the bar graph, shows the number of students who voted. Number of students, we can see here, these are number of students who voted from 0 to 50. The total number of students are 50 here, 0 to 50. Voted for each of the 5 activities. So they voted on each of the 5 activities. So these are the vote of all these 50 students who voted activity first, second, third, fourth, 5. How many students chose activity third? We are only asking the third activity, this one. So as you can see the graph, it is going till here. Now if you focus here, it is between 35 to 40. So between 35 to 40. So it cannot be more than 40 or less than 35. Now it might be hard for you to find. Maybe it might be 39, it might be 38, it might be 37.7 or something like that. It can be anything, right? But as I told you, this is the module first, meaning to say first question will be easy, then it will be difficult. What makes it easy? The option. 25. Is it possible? 25 is not between that. 48 is not. 50 is not. These are not between 35 and 40. Only 39 is the number that is between 35 and 40. As you can see here, between 35 and 40, right? So we know the answer, that is 39. You swipe up, you can see the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. And there is the explanation. You can also do it by yourself because I have explained that I have made everything easy for you. Choice A, C and D, you can see the explanation that they are not correct. In the blue section, you will see some extra information, extra hints, some suggestions, step-by-step solutions. Let's do the second question. Now it is a percentage question. What percentage of 300 is 75? So in order to get percentage, it is very easy for us to calculate percentage. Always remember the marks means we are calculating number of marks. Suppose that here it is 75. We are calculating 75 and then there is a total. Whatever the marks, that is total. Divide. We divide it, okay? 300. And we are calculating a percentage, so we have to multiply 75 to 100 in order to get percentage. That is how you always calculate percentage. Suppose that in SAT, these are your total marks, right? In SAT exam. And suppose that you scored 50. You multiply it with 100, cut to 0 to 20, and you have 1500 multiply 1, which is also the same because it will be 1500. But then you divide it with 16, and that's how you get your percentage in SAT. Same thing we are going to do here. So 75, 300 multiply 100. You know the same thing. You cut it there and you just need to. It is like that. Obviously, one has nothing. If you multiply, it will be still the same. You just need to calculate it this way. So if you divide 3 to 75, you will get 25%. That will be the answer, 25%. Now let's try to do this in DESMOS calculator. Click on the DESMOS. I type here the same thing, 75 multiply 100 if I want to, and divide by 300. What will I get? 25. And that is my percentage. Now, if you don't know the basics, what will you do in the DESMOS calculator, right? If you do not know that you have to make it like this, how will you find your answer in DESMOS? So, basic information is also important as well as the DESMOS calculator. Now, you can see here the choice A is correct. You can see the explanation. It explained you in a different way. This is explained by the SAT, the team SAT, meaning to say the SAT exam team explained this question. You can use my method, you can use their method, whichever suits you, you can choose it. Whichever gives you result, whichever is easier for you, whichever you understands better, choose it. You can see the incorrect one, choice B, C, D are incorrect, and why? You can see that. In the blue section, you will see some detailed explanation. Third question. Now we have this equation. Always remember, if something is in divide and we move it to the other direction, like here, a value that is in divide will go to the right hand side and it will turn into a multiply. So here the x square and 25 will go there and it will become a multiply like this. Okay. If you multiply it, I think you will get 900 something. Equal means both are equal, meaning to say the value of x square is 900, but we need to find the solution of the given equation. So it will always be x, not x square. Okay. It is called square, right? Power, the exponent, and this is called square root. For a reason it is called square root, right? So this square will go there and it will turn into a root because we are calculating 900 under a square root. Okay. So what will we get? 30. X equals to 30. As you can see the option here, they are showing 900 to you. In case you get mistaken and you use x square equals to 900 and you think, okay, that is the correct one because we get the value. No, it's a common sense. We don't calculate this way. As long as we can calculate, we do it till the last part. That is the common sense in math. We always follow. So that is the correct answer. Now, one more thing, extra information I am telling you. Suppose it was like this, 25 is above and x square is below and 36 is here. Now what happens? This 25 which is above, it is not in divide right now. It is like in multiply form or normal form. It will go down. We move it to the right hand side, it will go down and it will look like this. So remember that. If it was below, it will go above and it will become a multiply. But if it is above, it will go down. It will become a divide. Remember that. Now let's talk about the DESMOS calculator. We will do the same thing in DESMOS calculator. Now you see how easy DESMOS calculator will make it. You can use your keyboard also. Okay, just don't worry about that. We are done. And how can we know? We can see that here in the graph. Because in DESMOS calculator, they will show everything, every answer in the graph. Now you are not able to see it, so let's do zoom out. Let's zoom out and we find it. This is our solution. Now you don't know what number it is. I can move there closely and I can zoom it, right? We can see it's 30. Or I can just click here and it will tell me it's 30 minus 30. Why it is giving me two values, 30 minus 30. And remember one thing, if you do not know graph, this is your time to learn graph. Graphs will always be like this. This will be the positive y. This will be the negative y, this will be the negative x, this will be the positive x. As you can see, we are here calculating the value of x. So we focus here. or maybe here. I will tell you why. And if you see like this, you don't know what the answer is. Always remember this side is x and this side is y. Always x and y. We are here finding the value of x. As you can see, x value. So obviously we focus here. We don't need this one because we don't need y here. That is how we get answers in DESMOS calculator. So don't worry about it. I will teach you everything in a simple as possible. Now we get our answers, a positive 30 and this side is the negative 30. One more thing. Now we know here what we have done. It was like this, if you remember. And then we turn the square into square root. That is the absolute formula. Now what happens in square root? We always get two answers like this. Okay. Now this sign means it is either positive 30 or negative 30. It's your choice. You want to choose positive, choose positive. You want to choose negative, choose negative. Since we have given option, it makes easy for us because here we have a positive 30. If in the option it is given negative 30, then we choose negative 30. But in option it is not given it, so we don't need to choose the negative part. We just choose positive. And remember, you don't see any sign here. So positive sign we don't need to mention. We only mention negative sign. So if here you can see this value, it is always positive. That's why you are not seeing any sign there. Meaning to say it is positive 25 and positive 36. That's why you are not seeing any sign. Remember that. When you see a sign, you always see a negative sign, not the positive sign. Okay, in values like this. So these all are positive values. Remember that. Now as I told you, you can see the answer. The option B is correct. It is explaining you things. Now in the blue part, you can see step-by-step explanation. That will make things easy for you. Let me show you one thing. It is showing you the same thing here. X square 36 multiplied 25. X square, as you can see the sign that I was explaining you, the plus and minus sign, because in the option there is only positive one. Now let's move to the fourth question. 3 more than 8 times a number x is equal to 83. Which equation represents this situation? Let's see. We know the answer, that is D, but why? It is explaining you, but it is better if you go to blue part that I told you. The blue part will explain you everything in details. How? Let's see. 3 more than 8 times a number x is equal to 83. Which equation represents this situation? Right. So we need to focus on some keywords. More than means addition. We are adding something. Times. Times means multiplies. We multiply. Equals to means similar to. We know based on all this, it is telling us 3 more than 8 times a number x. Here as you can see, 10x 10, 8 meaning 8 times 10. When we say 8 times 10, that means 10 multiply 8 or 8 multiply 10. Okay. If we say 5 times 2, that is also same. 5 multiply 2 or 2 multiply 5, whichever you prefer. Now the point is we have the x and we are saying the x 8 times a number x. 8 times a number x. So obviously it will be like this, 8x, because we are 8 multiply x or x multiply 8. But better it should be 8x, not x8. It doesn't make sense. Okay, in this regard. So better use this. 8 multiply x. Then it says 3 more than 8 times x, meaning to say more than. So we plus 3. As you can see here in the second portion, 3 more than 8 times a number x is 8x plus 3. The third point says equals to. Now it is equals to 83, meaning to say 8x plus 3 is equals to 83. So this is our equation. Okay, let me rewrite. So this we have gotten. Now we need to know which equation represent this situation. So out of these all 4, which represent this one? Now we learn few basic concepts. How we move things from one place to another. Let me explain all, then we go to the option. One thing we can do is to move this 8x to here. Okay, so we can write it like this. When we move 8x to this place, it will be like this, 3. We don't need to add equal sign now anymore because we are moving 8x there. It will become like this, because when we switch places from left hand side to right or right hand side to left hand side, we change the sign. So here you see no sign. Now you see there is no sign here. And I told you before, when there is no sign, it most likely to be a positive sign. So when positive sign goes to the right hand side, it will become negative. That is the basic rule. Okay, positive side sign goes to the right hand side, it becomes negative. Okay, same goes for the 3. If I write it like this, 8x plus 3 equals 83, and I move 3 there, so it will become like this, 8x 83 minus 3. Okay, and if I do like this, 8x plus 3 equals 83, and I move 83 to the left side, then it will become like this, 8x plus 3. Here you can see, you can understand this is positive one because there is no sign. It will become negative 83, and here we will get 0. Okay, that's how we do basics. We can do one more thing when there is a common value. When there is a common value, meaning to say, if it was given like this, 8x plus 3x equals 83. So what is common here? X is common here. So we can take x as common, and inside we can make like this. If we open it, because remember there is nothing. Now this is problematic. You might think there is nothing, so maybe it will be equal. No, not this time. When it will be like this, when there is a single value, there is nothing in front of it, then we add equal. Only that time we add equal. Okay, like here, same here, there is nothing in front of it, so we add equal. Meaning to say, here we can add equal sign. Not here. It is between two. Then we don't add equal. Okay, most likely it will be a multiply. So when we multiply x, 8 plus 3, we will get 8 multiplied to x, we will get 8x. 3 multiplied to x, we will get 3x. So it will become the same as before. Now you get it? I have explained you all basic things regarding that. Now it doesn't matter whatever question you will get, you can do based on that. Let's see now. Based on the option, if we see this one, there you can see the same thing. There is nothing between them. So obviously it is multiply. So it is telling us 3 multiply 8, 8 multiply x equals 83. Does it match to this equation? Does it match to this equation? Never. Because we are multiplying it. We are not adding anything. So it is wrong. Let's take a look on the second equation. Okay. Second equation tells us 8x equals 83 positive 3. You know that I told you this is a positive sign. If it goes to right hand side, it will become negative 3, right? Negative 3. So it cannot be positive. Obviously, B is also wrong. In C option, it is saying 3x. No way in hell it is possible x to go here and becomes 3's multiply. Obviously, it is totally wrong. Option D, clearly similar to it. But as I told you, the question goes from easy to difficult. Suppose that it is a 10th or 12th or 13th question. Maybe they change sides of it. Maybe. That time whatever I taught you will help. Okay. Now, you can see everything I have explained here also. Here also and here. So that is the benefit of blue box. Whenever you see a difficult question, I already have explained there step by step. But you can watch video to get more details. And maybe it will be easier than before. Who knows? Let's do the final question. Number 5. Might look difficult, but it's number 5. Well, it is difficult comparing to 1 to 4, but still. Hannah deposited a fixed amount into her bank account each month. Okay. The function ft is 100 plus 25t gives the amount in total in dollars in Hannah's bank account after t monthly deposits. What is the best interpretation of 25 in this context? So we need to find out this 25. That's it. We don't need to solve it. Well, if they tell us to solve it, it might be easier than that, but still, this one is also easy. Let's try to solve this. Now, basically, you are getting some hints here. Main we focus here. This is the equation. Now remember that I am teaching you some basics. So if they change the question, if they ask something else, you can solve it. I'm not just explaining you this question. If you go to my website, you get explanation of this question, but I am giving you solutions of every question. FT represents total amount of money. It is like a total amount. Okay, so always remember frequency t, it is talking about the total amount. Total amount meaning to say, if we know suppose t is 5, and then we can easily calculate 25 5, what do we get? Quickly tell me, or you can tell me in the comment. Okay, so we have 100, we have 25 5, and we will get, that is our ft. Okay, total amount. T represents number of monthly deposit. Number of monthly deposit. How do we know that? Let's take a look. In the question, it tells us Hana's bank account after T monthly deposit. Even if it doesn't make, we know that this T highly chances is it talking about time. Why not take advantage of it? Now let's talk about this part. T is the number of monthly deposit, we know. Now we need to calculate this 25, right? Let's see below. Now what is a constant? As the name suggests, constant is always constant. It will be same always. So 100 will be the same value always. It will be same. So we can understand from this, 100 might be in this case is before making any deposit, meaning to say the 100 is the initial amount, the first investment, meaning to say when she opened a bank account, she deposited 100 rupees. Now the coefficient of t, 25. We are going to learn about the 25t here. T, we know it is the time, the each month we are depositing the amount. We need to know what is 25. A coefficient value can be changed, meaning to say it increases each time. Here we can see he makes a deposit, and that deposit increases every month, and that month is T, and 25 is the amount that she deposits every month. So meaning to say this equation becomes, she had invested 100 at first, then she is adding 25 every month. Now we don't know what is T. We just don't know how many months. How many months has it been done for her to deposit this amount? So we know what is 25. If you think about it, we have seen the same thing before, don't you think? Let me show you. Remember your fourth question? We were multiplying x to 8 because in question it was telling us it is 8 times the number x. So we thought okay, 8x. And why? Because it is talking about whatever the x value. Suppose x is 5. So we are multiplying 8 to 5, right? The basic thing. It is also the same equation if you think carefully. It was like this, right? So it is also the same. This is our ft. Okay. This is our the constant value. The 3. It is constant. This is our coefficient. And this is a time that changes. Meaning to say we don't know how many times. Something like that. Same equation we are doing here. Okay. So you can understand ft, a constant value that will be the same. 3 always will be the same because it is 3 more 8 times. And 8 is the coefficient. Same thing we have gotten here so far. We know 100, that is the initial amount, 25 and t. 25 now we know t is the time, 100 is the constant, 25 we are adding every month. So it is asking in the question what is the best interpretation of 25 in this context. It can ask you anything. Now you know everything. Suppose if it in different question it asks you about what is this. So you know that it is a constant value. It is not changing. It will always be something related to time, meaning to say a frequency that changes. That's why you can see in t, always remember that. Whether it is x, whether it is y, whether it is z, doesn't matter. Okay. Now let's take a look here. We know option A is correct. So let's take a look later. As you can see, it is correct. Let's see the incorrect one first. Before Hana made any monthly deposit, the amount in her bank account was $25. So if you understand this, it is talking about initial investment. And the initial investment was 100 because it doesn't multiply. It is the value that is constant. Obviously, it is wrong. After one monthly deposit, the amount in Hana's bank account was 25. Obviously, it is not possible, right? Because FT is the amount that is the total amount. Okay, just like the fourth equation. Hana made a total of 25 monthly deposit. It is talking about time. No, it is also incorrect, right? Because it is talking about total of 25 monthly deposit she did. So if 25 is the time she has done, as I told you, mostly T is denoting a time, but in question it has given us already T is the monthly deposit. So we do not get confused. If the question doesn't give us that, then we can assume this might be correct. But the question gave us, because don't always cram it ki okay T is given, so obviously it will always be time. No, because if I write it like this, 25T, or T25. I know it sounds strange, but if you solve this, you will get the same answer. It will not change anything. Suppose that T is 4. So if I write it like this, or this, 25 times 4, which is 100. We know that. If I write it like this, it will still be the same. We will get the same answer, right? We know that. This was not given to us, this portion was not given to us, then it might be problematic for us. Because maybe 25 is the time here and T is the every month deposit. It's possible, okay? But it gave us that T is the time. So we know then it is 25. That is happening every time. So that's why first one is correct. With each monthly deposit, the amount in Hana's bank account increased by 25. I hope you get it. If not, you can rewatch it. What else can you do? Well, you can always comment your doubts, or you can join my Discord, which is Mr. English KJ. You can find the link in the description, and there you can all share your doubts. You can all help one another. It will be like a community where you can exchange knowledge. I will help you there, no problem at all. So, in the next video, I will explain 6 to 10 questions. Stay tuned. Please subscribe to Mr. English KJ. Thank you for watching.